SF mayor ditched his security. This is a decoy voice. I enjoy decoy's voice every now and then. He does got like concise commentary on, well, what's happening in the U.S.
The Democrat mayor randomly got attacked while walking around San Francisco, and suddenly he's now saying the city needs a reset. As sadly, this isn't the only random assault in that city that afternoon, and he isn't even the only Bay Area mayor to politely stand there while watching his own police get pummeled in front of him.
He just walked away. The mayor of, like, I lived in San Francisco for 4 years while I was in college. Was doing a film degree. Biggest mistake of my life. A complete waste of money. College means nothing here in the United States of America, unless you're going for like an engineering degree or a doctorate or, you know, things that actually serve a purpose. You can literally just get in the industry by getting in the industry. You don't need a degree for most crap. But oh my freaking gosh, it was such a mess then, and it's only gotten worse. It's only freaking gotten worse in the city of San Francisco.
Now, nobody's expecting the mayor to square up with the homeless and start dishing out vigilante justice, but at the very least, maybe don't bashfully look down at the ground with your hands in your pockets while your cop gets gashed
and then
on the
walk
head.
away.
As a local outlet reported the officer left leaking, reporting 3 random dudes blocked their car while rambling gibberish. So when the officer asked them to simply move, that's when the attack began, slamming the mayor's security onto the ground, leaving a strawberry on the back of his skull, until he and his friend were allegedly arrested as he repeatedly screamed, "F you." And anybody living in the city without security has experienced this same exact scenario on repeat, except those don't end in any arrests. As Kevin Dalton points out, the accused attacker should have been in prison, as 6 years ago, he stabbed a man, ending him. Which is tragic in itself, except I wouldn't be surprised if that guy gets longer sentencing for mildly inconveniencing the mayor than literally ending the life of a random citizen, as I am.
Yeah, it's insane. And the thing is, like, I did my stint in San Francisco, and it was getting bad when I was there. And there was a stabbing at like the BART station, which is like the train to take you out of the town. And there was a person leaving work. He was working like a late shift, worked on till like 9 at night, and he was taking the BART because it's cheaper to get out of town. He got stabbed in the gut and left bleeding in the trainway until he bled out. And everyone said that it was that person's fault for being there. Just a regular worker trying to take a cheap sort of transit out of the city dies, and everyone was blaming that person for being there. Not the fact that all drugs are legal in San Francisco. They give you needles, they give you the doses, they give you everything. I mean, I remember walking around and you would see like needles just left everywhere. Just left everywhere. It was disgusting. It was absolutely I never recommend anyone go to San Francisco. Never go to San Francisco. It's a terrible place. Terrible place. But yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, it's that person's fault for being there. He should have taken an Uber. Dude, he was a menial labor worker. To go over the bridges in San Francisco adds on $100 extra to an Uber. $100 extra, and that was when I was living there. There is no way a person's gonna work for 8 hours and their entire paycheck for the day is going to an Uber. There is no way. So he was taken apart, and he was blamed for it. He was absolutely blamed for it because, like, oh, he should have known better.
Imagine that's why the mayor didn't seem to care about the insane amounts of mentally unhinged individuals grazing freely in his city, preying easily on his citizens. As even more tragic, this wasn't even the only random assault in that same city in that same afternoon. Of course, I couldn't show that full video, as that man got randomly stabbed in the back by a stranger. Meanwhile, the whole city seemed to, collectively, not even flinch at that attack. As
Yeah, I
let's
was
really
just like,
resonate on that. If a guy got
It's a
randomly
day that
stabbed
ends
by
in
a bum
Y.
in, say, a museum, everybody would be panicking, calling the police and probably running. But when this happens in, say, midday in the streets of San Francisco, the average citizen doesn't even flinch, as it's such a common occurrence. And when I tried to find more information on the incident, the only thing online was this random Reddit post from the guy's family, and other instances of this same exact crime one day earlier. It's almost like GTA 6 dropped in San Francisco, and they just didn't tell anybody but the bums, as that insane amount of lawlessness doesn't happen overnight, but only after decades of unilateral Democrat leadership that only seems to care when it randomly finds them in the street. As the day before the attack, the mayor bragged about his homeless initiatives.
An update on our work to get people off the street and onto a path to stability. We're making progress. I know it does.
The first thing you can do is criminalize drug use. That's the first thing you can do, because a lot of the homeless primarily is like, there's a huge proponent where it's drug induced. It's primarily drug induced. It's opioid addicts who literally can't afford anything because anything they make or steal goes to supplying their needs, what they have to do. You have to criminalize these drug use. Like, that's the thing. It's just like in San Francisco, a lot of officers just don't care. They absolutely don't care. I mean, heck, even when I was there, weed wasn't legal at that point in time, but it was San Francisco, so nobody cared. And there were like officers on duty, but they were taking like a lunch or something, and one of them was smoking a joint. And it's just like they had given up. They had given up, and that was years ago. Just imagine how bad it is now.
Doesn't always feel that way, but we are making progress, and we're going to continue to be relentless on this.
But the day after the attack, he now says the city needs a reset.
San Francisco needs a reset. Our city charter is one of the longest in the country. It is bloated, it is broken, and it only works for the people who know how to manipulate it, not everyday San Franciscans. First, we're going to fix the city's broken contracting system to make sure that your tax dollars are being spent efficiently and transparently. Right now, city contracting is too expensive, too slow, and too political. The end result? A delayed $1.7 million project for one toilet. We can do better.
And after all his so-called progress with the homeless, the only reset the city needs is away from cowardly leaders like him, as the only thing that really fixes this issue is the mass incarceration of criminals that have proven time and time again nobody is safe around them. That is, unless you have your own security detail of police officers paid for by the taxpayer. As insanely, just under an hour away, another Democrat mayor from San Jose stood there and watched as his security also got pummeled.
Hey.
I was like, what am I gonna do? Let's just walk away.
That guy had a long criminal history, including active warrants for assaults and resisting arrest back in Georgia. So initially, he was charged with a felony for attacking the mayor's security.
Who even supplies these drugs to homeless people? In San Francisco, it's the taxes. It's a part of the taxes that go to giving out drugs. So, of course, they have a upswing in homelessness because, well, they're giving out drugs. They give out needles, they give out drugs because they want to prevent AIDS in the homeless community. So they're giving needles out for free, which just get left on the side of the road. It used to be like bring a needle in and you'll get a new needle, but that doesn't work out because they just walk in and grab a new needle every single time. And then they end up on the streets of San Francisco.
But the liberal city's NAACP got angry over his arrest, resulting in his punishment mainly being court-ordered mental health treatment. It's no mystery as to why nobody is safe in these deep blue cities. It's just sad to see exactly why they choose not to enact actual justice when their priorities continue to be social justice. Because it's not like the Bay Area can't simply reset the city and make it safe for everybody. They just don't seem to care when they themselves don't face the consequences of a lawless city. As everybody knows how San Francisco has turned into a zombie apocalypse. But somehow, the city was cleaned and secured seemingly overnight. Also, California's Governor Newsom could meet with his favorite country's leader.
Folks say, oh, they're just cleaning up this place because all those fancy leaders.
So all they did was they put all the homeless on a bus and sent them to another district. And then in about a week, they will all be put on a bus, sent back to San Francisco. That's just how it works. It's just like in the area I'm at, the cops, because there's no point in booking them. There's nothing you can do. It's a lost battle at this time. They have to change the laws entirely. So it's a lost fight. But you have to they just get a bus ticket because that's cheaper in the long run. They pay a bus ticket and just put them on the bus and send them to another area. That's just how it works.
They're coming into town. That's true, because it's true.
And then again, overnight, the city reverted to its Elysium levels of suffering. But I can say with almost certainty that his calls for justice will end once somebody else says those present sentences are pretty racist.
Yep. They're racist because all of them are like, it's just, they all need help. They all absolutely need help. It's insane. It's insane. Oh my gosh. Yeah, San Francisco's lost. All these like what the cities that people would love to come and visit have destroyed themselves over identity politics. Why? What? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why do they want to help the ones who don't want to help themselves? People need to actually do something in life to get something out of it. Like, heck, at least like the homeless in India, what do? They're out washing your window. They're out trying to sell you like dusters. They're out trying to do something for a living to make a modicum, a bit of cash in order to actually uplift themselves and their families out of poverty. In the US, they're just like, oh, we'll just give you food, we'll give you clothes, we'll give you tents. You have a free phone, a free brand new phone. It's just like, it makes no gosh dang sense here. So there is no incentive for them to pick themselves up out of poverty because they're given everything they could need. And then what they want is drugs. And they're given that in certain areas too. So it's just a lost cause. It's just a lost cause, especially in most metropolitan areas in the U.S. It's completely a lost cause.
You guys got a video? Why is it so bad?
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Why is it like that?